Hello Oracles! Well, we have a Tesla bull storm brewing with record-breaking numbers coming this weekend. So we do have right now pre-market at the time of this recording. We have given up all of the gains that we made yesterday, being down 1.75%. But we've seen this happen in the past. This is why I always say look at the fundamentals, look at the numbers, look at where we're actually going as a company. And we are looking at record-breaking production and delivery numbers coming out this weekend. And speaking of storms, we do have Hurricane Ian that is going through Florida right now. So my thoughts are with all of you guys down there. I hope you are all staying safe. For any of you who are in Florida right now, if you are, please just make sure you let me know that you guys are okay down in that area. Sounds like a lot of people couldn't evacuate just because the storm got upgraded so quickly. A lot of people were not able to get out of there. So I know this is something Elon is looking at doing with Starlink, for disaster-run areas, that they can still have connectivity. If you've got megapack batteries, that could be down there to help out with sustainable energy as well during these times. So looking into the future, I think things are going to look very good for situations like this when they get very difficult. But again, let me know down below if you guys are safe over there in Florida. Tonight I will break down my forecast for production and delivery numbers. We have a Wall Street expectation number of 357,000 deliveries. So that number there is still a record. Even if we come in at that number, that is still a record. Now the question is, what is Wall Street going to do when it comes to a reaction to these numbers? That we don't know. And we've got AI Day 2022 that is going on tomorrow as well. Lots of exciting things that are going to be coming out of that. We've got Gibbs thinking that maybe we're just going to see Optimus arms in action. We'll see. We were joking about maybe, it's going to be like the Mr. Universe contest and he's going to be flexing and then Arnold's going to be coming out. Just joking around about that, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be awesome stuff. Elon did tweet out in a response to Hallmark's catalog that there will be lots of cool technical details and hardware demos, so it's totally going to be a nerd fest, which is absolutely awesome. So looking forward to this, because in the past, this is usually what this event is like. We've got numbers, a lot of things that go over a lot of people's heads. I mean, it's so much stuff that's smarter than I am. I'm not going to be able to fully grasp it myself either. But when you start looking at the implications for what these things could mean for the future, that's where we get really excited. So tomorrow night, it's been confirmed, I'm going to be over on my Tesla weekend. Once I get the link for that, I will share it with you guys. So I'm going to be over there. He's got some other guests coming on as well. It's going to be an awesome night. So it's going to be a long night, starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And again, once I get the link, I will share that with you guys. So I'm very much looking forward to spending some time with Brian over there and the other guests as well. So looking forward to that, and then other things that we could be seeing out of AI Day 2022, maybe the robotaxi. We were discussing before how Elon was pushing his AI team to be able to get the Smart Park and Summon feature up and running, and the new updates out to be able to share with everyone. So hopefully that will come out as well. Again, looking back at what we have seen in the past, they talked about FSD a lot. I have no doubt there's going to be a lot of discussions around FSD, the progress they've made. Maybe they will actually be able to give us a concrete date as to when they're going to get to single stack, because that was something that Elon did say that we were going to see back in February. That has not come to fruition yet. Yes, we have seen some major progress along the way. Still haven't gotten there yet, and I know that is the next major step that they're looking to take, so we'll see when we are going to get that. And then when it comes to production and delivery numbers, Sawyer Merritt over on Twitter broke down the fact that if we do hit 360,000 vehicles delivered for the quarter, which is what Gary Black thinks that we are going to hit, that means that we are running at a rate of 3,900 vehicles per day delivered, versus last year in Q3, we had 2,600 vehicles per day delivered. That is a 50% year-over-year growth when it comes to deliveries per day. And don't forget, right now, the record that we have is Q1 of this year at 310,000. So this is still going to be a significant jump just from Q1 alone. Historically, we have seen growth where the last quarter of the year can match the full year of deliveries from 2 years prior. So looking at this year alone, we're looking at potentially 500,000 vehicles getting delivered for Q4 when we hit just under 500,000 deliveries for 2020 in total. So that is how we have seen exponential growth happening for the company over the years. Not sure if that's going to play out this time around, but still, to be able to see that as we're getting to this size is incredible. So as we get to Q4, I will take a look at those numbers as well. Let me know if you guys think that we'll be able to hit 500,000 deliveries in Q4. And now looking at the energy discussion that we were talking about last night over in Hawaii, I got some comments from you guys down below. Looking for some feedback from anybody over in Hawaii. I had reached out to you guys just a little while ago, so just awaiting some responses on them if they can get to it. Looks like Kauai already does have megapacks up and running over there. I don't know if they are fully fully sustainable on renewable energy yet, but at least they're already over there. So, sounds like they are moving in this direction. I don't know how long it's going to take for that to get fully up and installed, but, if you guys are in Hawaii, if you wouldn't mind sharing with us, your feelings about this. How do you feel about it? Do you think it's going to make some drastic improvements? Do you think it's going to make a big difference over there? How do you guys feel about it? And then the other news that we had gotten yesterday was Gebbia coming on as a board member, and Cyndee had mentioned in the comments that there is a great podcast with him and Tim Ferris, just discussing things. So in case you're curious as to who Joe is, I don't know. I'm definitely going to be watching that podcast. If I can find that link, I will put it down below. And Cyndee, if you're watching this, if you have that link, if you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be awesome as well. Just so we can see, it sounds like Elon and Joe have been friends for a long time. So, I don't know if this is going to be some sort of a partnership with Airbnb. There was jokes over on Twitter about Tesla coming out with Tesla tiny homes, which ideally, I think that would be ideal. So if you come out with a tiny home with a solar roof, maybe that comes out. I was thinking maybe if they do end up deciding to create TITS, the Technical Institute of Technology and Science, perhaps that is something that they do for housing for their students as well, and they've got Airbnbs coming out of Tesla. Who knows how this is going to work out in the future, but it sounds like this is a good move on Tesla's part to bring Joe onto the board. And so just looking at the charts and the directions that we are moving right now, as we're pulling down, retracing our steps from yesterday, looking at the levels below us, we do still have that gap down at 276. So if we end up pulling down to fill that gap, that 276, 275 level has been proving to be a solid battleground between the bears and the bulls. So if we break below that and close below 275, 265 is the next level below us. Above us, we are looking at 289, which we bounced off of perfectly yesterday as a resistance level. So if we get some good positive news and some volume to break through that, above that, I will be looking at the $300 level again from there. So just looking at the patterns that we were looking at with the inverse head and shoulders, if we do pull down further to fill those gaps at 258 and or 247, that would confirm the head, and then we can expect to bounce back up from there and then start to pull back up to higher levels. So these are things just to look at right now, because if we bounce off of that, come up, hit that 313 level again, we may get rejected one more time, maybe come down, hit that 300 or 289 level to create the other shoulder, and then take off again after that. These are just my thoughts, and timing wise, it could be something like, production and delivery numbers, we just could be getting pulled down. We have definitely seen us get pulled down when we get good numbers anyway, because that's just not the way the market wants to move this stock. And we could pull down a little bit, bounce off, maybe we come back up because of Q3 earnings, come back down for whatever reason, like profit taking or midterm election drama. And then we get the credit rating upgrade, and finally at that point push through the 313 level. I do think that the 313 level is holding us back, and I think that either earnings or the credit rating upgrade is what is going to drive us through that number. I do not know if the numbers that we are going to get this weekend for production and deliveries are going to be enough to do that. I would love to see it happen. Just looking at the way we have been trading with everything, just the sentiment in the overall macro environment, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But I do feel that the Q3 earnings and potentially the credit rating upgrade that we could probably see at the end of October or beginning of November will be enough to push us through that $313 level. And so all of these numbers that are coming in, production and delivery numbers, the information we're going to be getting at AI Day 2022, this is the bull storm that I see brewing right now. These are the things and the information and fundamentals that I see that are going on that sometimes Wall Street overlooks, or market manipulators decide to pull the stock back despite getting the information and numbers like this. And these are the things where I'm like, I just want to buy more. So not financial advice, but for me, if we end up getting any sort of pullback whatsoever from any of this information this weekend, so when we get all this information this weekend, I am really looking forward to any buying opportunities I can. I consider every day to be a buying opportunity, which is why I do buy every single day, and I add more as we fall. So I do have a lot of cash on the sidelines waiting to buy back in for a little bit more. So waiting for that dip to come down potentially to that 247 level. Truly don't know if that's going to happen, but I continue to buy on these dips because I do not want to miss out on the long-term run of the company. And right now I am almost up to my 35th share. Very excited about that. I know some of you have been sharing with me. You just hit 100 shares. That's awesome. 1,000 shares. That's awesome. I love when you guys share all the different goals that you guys are hitting for your stock accumulation goals. Because again, this is the time right now that you want to accumulate as many shares as you can. Fortunes being born during bear markets are, the way to do that is to accumulate shares. That's why fortunes are born, because when the market is suppressed, we have PE compression that's going on. you can buy a lot more for a lot less. So you've got to make sure that you're doing your own due diligence and research to invest in the right companies that you want. For me, Tesla is the #1 company that is out there to invest during these times, because when the market does turn around, and the market always does turn around, when we do get to that point, these companies are the ones that are truly going to take off. Very similar to what we saw with Apple, Google, and all the FANG stocks coming out of the housing recession. All of these companies took off enormously after that, and people who had bought in heavily during those times of depressed stock prices really made out like bandits. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think the catalyst is going to be for us to push through that $313 level? Do you think production and delivery numbers alone this weekend are going to do it? Do you think it's AI day? Do you think it's going to be earnings, credit rating upgrade, or something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. If you found value in this video, please consider sharing it with others. We do have a membership program with lots of perks. That link is down in the pinned comment below. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat, that link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon, that link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.